Hello, and thank you for listening to Gettin' Hard, Nate's Backyard. On this episode of the podcast, Nancy, Harley, and I sit down with Rob Urbinati of Sacrifice. Sacrifice is considered to be among the forefathers of Canadian thrash metal. They were formed in 1983 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They will be part of this year's Calgary Metalfest V with the likes of Annihilator, Exciter, and Razor. Go to calgarymetalfest.com right now for your last chance at pre-sale prices for this historic night of Canadian metal. And as always, thanks for listening. All right, hello, and welcome to Gettin' Hard in Nate's Backyard. I've got Rob from Sacrifice here.
How you doing, Nate?
Good, thanks a lot for being on.
Thanks for having me.
I got special guest host Harley here.
Hey, how's it going, Nate?
Good.
How's it going, Rob?
Great, Harley.
And as always, we got Nancy.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, everybody. So some quick commercials. Getting Hard in Nate's Backyard is brought to you by Right Hook Mics. My buddy Big James out of Montreal makes them. He's moving out here soon, though, which I'm excited for. Go to righthookmics.com. They're a PE55 style mic. They come in a few different colors, and our guests are using them. And Calgary Metal, this podcast is also brought to you by Big Nate Productions. Go there. We have a countdown for Metalfest. We're, I think, at day 19 right now. 19 days till Metalfest, so you can check out the podcast there. You can stream it. You can see all the productions we got coming up, other shows. My band's playing September 1st at Dickens with VX36 from Berkeley. Go check that out. And we just did Necronomicon the other day. That was pretty fun on a Monday. Got some people out. And so check out bignateproductions.com. And then this podcast is also especially brought to you by Calgary Metalfest. Calgary Metalfest V this year, September 14th through 17th. Rob and his band Sacrifice are playing on the Saturday night at Flame Central, alongside Annihilator, Exciter, and Razor, which is pretty epic. And last call band Gatecrasher.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're going to go on.
You can't forget that.
I think they thought they were going on first. I was like, no. You guys are on after Annihilator.
Oh, man. But nonetheless.
That's kind of a cool way to do things, actually.
Well, I figured that way we could, like, the show starts at, like, a normal time and ends at a normal time, like, for big shows like this, and then, you know, the bar still wants to keep going, right?
And Gatecrasher's perfect. They'll keep the party going. They'll rile everybody up. They're insane.
Yeah.
That stage is huge, and, well, Dan's a maniac, so.
Yeah.
Loose.
And I think I was working out all the show flow the other day, and, yeah, we're going to strip off Annihilator's cymbals and be like, go.
What?
Yeah, they're going to play basically Annihilator's setup or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'd like to officially welcome Rob to the podcast. Thanks a lot for being here.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me, Nate.
Cool. I'm really excited we finally were able to cut this deal to get you guys out at Metalfest.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm really excited we were able to cut this deal to get you guys at Metalfest.
Oh, yeah, us too. Like, there's no way we're going to miss this. It just feels like a, Canadian cultural event.
It is the Big Four of Canada. It finally happened.
Well,
finally.
It's funny. I posted on the Sacrifice page on Facebook to see if anybody had any questions for you. And right below it, like 12 hours ago, this guy posted this like poster. It's like Big Four from Brazil, Big Four from the States, Big Four from Canada, Big Four from Germany. And you guys were all in there. I thought it was pretty funny.
That's cool.
Yeah. We legally can't use that name.
What, the Big Four?
Yeah. I don't know. Jeff and I were talking about it. It's like, why let something like that screw this up, right?
Throw Slaughter in there, make it the Big Five. Legit. Slaughter fits right in there.
Well, there's a lot of debate with
Rob,
that.
you designed their logo, didn't you?
Sorry, sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you, Harley.
You helped design Slaughter's logo, right?
Actually, yes, I did.
Nice.
I think I did the original version, and then maybe Ron, the
Ron-
drummer, he might have sharpened it up a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that when I read the back of the album. I was like, Rob Urbinati logo design. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, you know, because you guys all played around the same era, didn't you?
Like, we were all from the same area of Toronto. We're all from Scarborough, and we're really good friends back in the day. I mean, pretty much every night we'd be, you know, Joe and I would be over at Terry or Dave's place, and you know, acting stupid or whatever.
That's
listening to whatever tapes we got in the mail that week, and you know, this just the beginning of you know, wasn't even called thrash metal yet. Just this new underground aggressive music, right?
Very cool.
That's legendary to hear.
That's
awesome.
pretty cool. So, Rob, not to derail off that awesome story, but are you like a graphic designer by day? Is that your trade, or?
No, actually, I have a regular job. I work for a pharmaceutical company, actually, but I do, like, it's like a hobby of mine, I guess.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Just, you know, a creative outlet, you know, just do, you know, sketch a lot and paint and, you know, do calligraphy and that kind of thing. So, you know, every once in a while I'll do a logo for a band or something like that, but nothing serious, no.
Oh, that's awesome. So I would like to go to a quick, there's a couple good questions here. Jordan M from Facebook World asks, what's your favorite Canadian metal band?
Yeah, that's pretty tough. You know, I'd say Rush, but they're not really a metal band.
No.
You know, but I'd probably have to go with Razor, actually. I don't think we've ever played with another band more times than Razor. You know, we're great friends and everything, and they're the one band that I can say, I've seen them enough times, I can say this, Razor never have a bad night. They're always amazing live. So
that's cool.
To them.
Awesome, man. And my singer Che, he asked if you're working on new material.
Yeah, we're working on new material. Got a lot of ideas and stuff. We don't have any plans to record yet, but you know, we're looking towards, that's our goal. You know, we want to record at least an EP or something. So yeah, we're just working towards that. There's no, I mean, we're not signed. There's no pressure on us. You know, a lot of our time together playing is taken up with rehearsing for shows and stuff. So I'm writing at home, and yeah, we're getting out some stuff, and we'll have something at some point, I'm sure.
I noticed that when we worked together at Noctis that you guys came in and jammed before. Are you guys like geographically separated, or?
Yeah, it's crazy for us. That's why we play so few shows during the year. Gus and myself, Gus our drummer, we live in Toronto, and you know, we get together fairly frequently, but Joe lives in Detroit and Scott lives in Vancouver, so when we do a show, we have to meet up somewhere and do some rehearsal. You know, even though we've played these songs 100,000 times, you know, once you've been away from it for a while, you don't necessarily lose your chops, but you know, you just want to stay sharp, and you know, pride ourselves on being tight live and everything. So
yeah, like rehearse as a band. Yeah, like to be tight as a band, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it takes a bit of work. You know, if you're playing rock or something like that, sometimes these guys can just step in and do a show. But you know, when you're playing at this kind of speed, you know, you can fall off the
All right, we're back after some hilarious technical glitches. So this question will kill a lot of the questions. Are you working on new material?
Yes, we are working on new material. We're unfortunately, with how things work for us, we do most of our rehearsal time is spent trying to get ready for shows. So I'm writing at home. We jam some stuff out at rehearsal, but you know, we're going to need a bit of a stretch where we're not playing anywhere for a while, where we can get a few tunes together. And we're kind of looking at maybe doing an EP soon. We don't have anything concrete planned yet, but I'm sure it's going to happen at some point soon.
Yeah, cool. And you guys recently played in Peru, correct?
Sorry, say again, mate?
You guys recently played in Peru?
Yes.
How was that? Was that a big show? Like, how many people?
It was, I'm not sure what it is. About, I'd say 700 people. It was a festival they had there in Lima. It was a really amazing experience for us. You know, we got to spend a week in the city. You know, the promoters treated us really amazing. Took us around, got to sightsee a bit, and weather was perfect. You know, people were great to us. Fans were great. The show was amazing. Just had a really great time down there. First show in South America, actually.
Yeah, you're braver than me, man. I'm scared. I'd have to have an armed detail to go down to South America. I'm afraid they'd cut my. I'm afraid they'd see the giant, cut my head off, put it on a stick.
I had a little bit of nervousness going. You know, people I know from South America were saying, you know, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. It was amazing.
Yeah, cool.
It was a great city. You had a great time down there.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm sure the people are awesome too.
Those fans are rabid.
Yeah. Those it's funny to me how like they love you guys so much. They do, eh? South America.
Yeah, it's South America's really good for Sacrifice. You know, I'd love to go down there and play some more now that we've finally gone down there. But yeah, it's I can't explain it either. Just there must have been some really good Sacrifice bootlegging going on down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot of really good fans down there. A lot of really great people.
Yeah, cool. Anywhere else lately? Like, if aren't you doing, or what's besides Metalfest? Do you have another show coming up, or did you just play a huge one?
We played in Toronto for the first time in a really long time in February. That was an amazing show. I think it was most people we'd ever played to. The local promoter here, Nurse Entertainment, it was their 20th anniversary, and asked us to headline. And we said, yeah, of course. I mean, they were Noel from Nurse Entertainment is pretty much responsible for Sacrifice getting back together. Period. So, yeah, we're definitely into doing that. And it's a really amazing show. So I can't remember. I think the last time we played in Toronto was 2009, so it was pretty mental.
Nice. Okay, so we'll go to some fan questions. Oh yeah, okay. Well, this guy said, "What's it like to be so awesome?" and then when will there be a new album? So how is it to be so awesome?
Awesome at what? I don't know. Not really awesome.
Nice.
Sorry, the second question was.
Well, when will there be a new album? But we covered that.
Oh yeah, I can't say for sure. We have nothing concrete yet, but I think we're probably looking at maybe early 2017. Maybe, hopefully, getting to do at least an EP.
Cool. What was the best tour they've been a part of, and what year would that have been?
Best tour we've ever been a part of, I would say, would be going across Canada with Razor. In something, it's somewhere in the 88 to 90 area.
Nice.
I can't remember the exact year, but it was just great to get across the whole country. Like, we went right from Nova Scotia right to British Columbia, and it was in the winter. It was kind of weird sometimes. I think that tour is in the winter anyway, or maybe it wasn't. I had tours mixed up that long ago, but anyway, it was. We got to play a lot of places where bands weren't touring that much. Like, we'd pull into Moncton, and the bands just weren't playing there. You know what I mean? And they were really, really appreciative that both bands were actually taking the time to go right across a difficult country to tour, and it was really great for both bands.
No, that's really killer. I wanted to go back to your show in February in Toronto you were talking about. Did I see video of Danko Jones getting on stage?
What?
Yeah.
he is a huge metalhead.
He's a great guy. He's a big metal fan. Obviously, I don't think that's any secret, but yeah, he's a big metal fan, and we asked him if he'd be interested in doing a song with us. So we just picked Iron Fist, and yeah, he was into it. That was really cool for all of us, definitely.
Well, it's awesome because I've been like he tweeted something about Metal Fest. He's like, "This is like the only real festival in the world," or something like that. And I was like, "Wow!" And then I saw that video, and I was like, "What is going on here?" And it's gotten me into him actually a lot.
Well, yeah, he gets a lot of love from the metal community because I think he's just, it's not the kind of rock he plays is not.
He's got a lot of energy. He really does.
Yeah, I mean, his songwriting's got that kind of Thin Lizzy vibe or something, and it just plays like real rock and roll,
Yeah, I noticed. I went to Europe a couple times in like say, I don't know, 2007, and then I went there in 2010, and like he's huge there.
Yeah,
like he's on the buses. He's been
in Metal Hammer magazine and all that.
It's weird because it's like they tried to push him so hard here in Canada, and he just got fed up and went overseas.
Yeah, good for him. Like it's amazing actually. Friends of ours that are from Europe and metal bands over there. They all know he's like they're all Danko Jones fans and stuff. And he's playing pretty big festivals over there. And I mean, why?
Yeah, well,
sing of his music over there. Why play here when you can go over there? You know what I mean?
Well, no kidding. I mean, especially like, that's why I think, like for example, like Annihilator hasn't been here since '93. Oh no, we lost him. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Phone lines, computers, everything's back. Derek Petrovich asks, ask him about touring with Death and Bolt Thrower.
Oh yeah, Death and Bolt Thrower. That was actually two separate tours. Sacrifice had played around the States a bunch of times before this, but our first national tour was with Bolt Thrower and Believer, and yeah, that was a pretty cool tour. When you go on national tours, I think you're pretty much friends with the bands forever after that. You've been through so much.
Sure.
The next tour, this was the next year, the year after anyway, we toured with Death and Gorefest. That was really amazing tour. I think that was probably a better fit for us playing with Death. It just seemed like the both bands fit better together. We're not really that part of, I guess Death is like death metal or thrash metal, but in 2016, when you look back on everything, it's Death's pretty thrashy actually.
Yeah, it's funny that you guys don't think that stuff was thrash metal. I guess just because the term wasn't coined yet, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they back in the early days, I think it was a bit more defined. Possessed was thrash, but Death was death metal.
Right.
I don't know how that happened. Because they're pretty much they're a lot similar. So
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. People got to put everything in a box, eh?
Yeah. But I kind of liked it better before everything wasn't so rigidly defined. When it was just metal.
There's a metal show.
Yeah,
come
when it was
down.
just metal. Yeah.
Oh, is it thrash metal? Is it
So Derek also asked to talk about being a tape trader with Chuck Schuldiner.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, back in those days, a lot of people in bands were tape trading. They were the tape traders. And a lot of
except for Lars. Sorry, man. Except for Lars, he was the only one that wasn't tape trading.
Well, he might have been the originator of tape trading, actually. Back in the new wave of British heavy metal days. But by the time this whole thrash thing was happening, it seemed like everybody had an album before it came out. Everybody had, the Megadeth demo ever. He had the Possessed demo ever.
Man, I would love to get hands on that.
Hyrax and right down Destruction and right down along the line. So, but yeah, we used to trade tapes with Chuck. He actually joined Slaughter for a while. Lived in Toronto for about. I think he was living here for about a month or so, and then decided to go back to Florida and reform Death.
All he recorded was "Fuck of Death." That was it.
Oh yeah, interesting. Cool. So next question from Derek is, why don't you do social media?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. You know.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay, there you go.
Facebook is just it just seems like it just occupies, like, so many people I know, it just occupies so much of their time.
Yep.
Yeah, I have things to do. You know, I don't really need that in my life.
Yeah, if I didn't have to have it, I'll tell you, I wouldn't. I'd just go live in a mountain.
Yeah, it does take up a lot of people's lives, and you know, I've got a life to live. I don't want to live it on Facebook, man.
Fair enough. So Derek's last question here, which is actually pretty interesting. Why do you think it is that Sacrifice and Razor were the only bands to tour out west in the 80s?
That's a good question. I can't really put a finger on it. Canada's a tough country to tour. I gotta be honest. Like, it's the drives between each show.
Yeah, for sure.
They're enormous. They're like the worst drives you're gonna see in the United States touring down there.
Yeah,
and that's between every show, unless you're going from Edmonton to Calgary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that deters a lot of bands. It's hard. It's a lot of hard work, and you know, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. Well, I think on behalf of everybody, I'd say thank you for doing it.
Yeah, finally. Absolutely.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, here's a really...
Well, it's a great experience. I mean, Canada is a beautiful thing. When you get to see it like that on the road, it's pretty awe-inspiring.
So Derek K. from Winnipeg asks, ask him how come Steve Zetro Souza recorded Tennant's album Sovereign and he didn't, as he was in the band with Jed Byron and Gene prior to that.
Yeah, well, that whole thing started, like, Jed's a really good friend of mine. He had a bunch of stuff demoed, and he asked if I'd be into singing on it, and I said, yeah, I'm definitely into it. I love these songs. I'll do it. I actually demoed a few of them and sent them to Jed, and, you know, he was into it. And but I had to, you know, be upfront with him. That the way my life was, I'm not going to be able to go on any extended tour or anything with this. This was even prior to Sacrifice getting back together, I think. But I told him, like I said, you know, if that's going to be a make or break thing for you, it's going to break my heart not to be on it, but I'm not going to hold you back by me not being able to tour either. So,
sure.
Yeah, he just decided to go with Steve, and that's cool. I mean, I kind of expected it, and, you know, I would have really liked to have been on the album, but, you know, it turned out cool anyway, so.
Oh, right on. Cool. You got any questions there, Harley? You can think of? That one got blown, eh?
Yeah, it totally did. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, we're really excited to have you guys out, man. It was really a pleasure to work with you guys. What was that, in 2011 at Noctis?
Which I missed.
Or 12?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it really that long ago?
No, maybe, I don't know. They all run together because I did all of them.
It was,
I can't remember for sure either. I would have said 2014 or something. But
2013, I think. 2013.
13 was her last year, so it had...
Okay.
Oh, I got a question. How was Manitoba Metal Fest?
Which I was supposed to go
that was amazing. That was the first time we'd played with Razor in a really long time. And, yeah, it was just completely insane, as Winnipeg always is.
Yeah, that Park Theater looks pretty intense.
It's got such a slope.
Yeah, it's a good venue for sure. And, yeah, the crowds in Winnipeg are always completely insane.
Yeah.
They got some wicked talent out in Winnipeg. I lived out there for almost 3 years, and
Sure.
the metal bands out there are great. I wish I could have been there for that metal fest.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a really good metal scene there for sure.
Yeah, we don't. My band doesn't get to tour much, but we always hit Winnipeg because of what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's insane. It really is. It's a great place to play for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with the venue out here. Have you ever? You've probably never seen Flame Central, have you?
No, hold on a second. I heard, like, I'm a massive hockey fan. So I heard Flame Central. I Googled it and checked it out, and I was thinking, wow, they're letting us play in this place.
Yeah. It is
Like,
pretty
it looks
posh.
nice. The only thing I can compare it to is, the Big Leafs bar here, Real Sports in Toronto.
Sure.
It's similar to that, but this actually Real Sports kind of looks more. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. It looks like it's for guys that work on Bay Street more than Flame Central does.
Yeah.
It just looks like a really amazing venue.
Yeah, I saw Machine Head there. I've seen Caius there.
Saw Zach Wild there.
Yeah, Zach Wild was just there on Friday. So they're used to doing gigs. So
They just over the past couple of years started doing more heavy shows, rock
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah, totally.
Mostly it was like the techno and the top 40 and the dance.
Yeah, I remember you'd get the odd like Fear Factory would score that place or something like.
I remember
odd,
when it was
but-
the Palace.
Yeah, Motorhead played there. Yeah,
It was the Palace nightclub.
it used to be the Palace Theater, which was a giant old movie theater. So it's really cool for sight lines and stuff like that. There's like 3 tiers and all that. So
Yeah, it looks pretty amazing. So, and you guys have Berkey on the guest list, right?
who?
Berkey,
I don't know who that is.
Brian Burke.
I will.
Oh, Brian,
Who's
from
that?
the Flames, from the Flames,
Oh, from the
the
Flames.
owner of the
Oh,
Flames.
the owner of the Flames. Yeah.
Oh,
See, that's how not
hey,
into hockey I
You
am.
know what? Let's do it up.
Well, I was going to say after
He
this,
owns the place.
you got to give me Danko Jones's email so I can put him on the guest list.
Yes. He would fly out for it.
Yeah, I mean, one VIP ticket. Let's do it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks a lot for taking time out and talking with us, Rob.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Cool. And
we're pretty excited about doing the show. We haven't played in months, so we're pretty pumped for doing the show. Definitely.
killer, man. Well, you have a good evening, and we'll see you in like 19 days and 14 hours.
Can't wait, man.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Cheers.
Okay, I'll see you guys then.
Big Nate Productions presents Calgary Metalfest V. From Thursday, September 15 to Saturday, September 17th. That's 3 days of metal. Thursday headliners, The Exalted Pile Driver. Friday headliners, Toxic Holocaust. And Saturday's a night not to miss, a historic night of Canadian metal featuring Annihilator, Exciter, Sacrifice, and Razor. Go to CalgaryMetalFest.com for more details. Calgary Metalfest V.